Welcome to Your Yes-Filled Life. I'm Brenda Winkle, energetic leadership guide, psychic medium, and somatic coach for ambitious leaders who know their gifts are real and who want to stand fully in them. Here, you'll learn how to trust your intuition, embody your vision, and step into the freedom you've been craving, all without chasing more certifications or carrying stuff that does not belong to you. Every week, I'll share powerful practices and conversations with thought leaders and changemakers that help you transform your vision into embodied confidence, claim your gifts without apology, and lead with both clarity and freedom. Because your gifts aren't cute, they're powerful, they're real, and they're needed. Start today by downloading my free energy audit at brendawinkle.com/audit. It's the exact tool I use to track what's fueling me and what's draining me. It will help you discern between that hit of achievement and true joy so that you can lead with more clarity and impact. This is your space to stop proving, start embodying, and live fully in your gifts. Welcome to Your Yes-Filled Life. Hello, and welcome to Your Yes-Filled Life. I'm Brenda Winkle, energetic leadership guide, psychic medium, and somatic coach for intuitive leaders, creatives, freelancers, coaches, healers, wellness professionals who know their gifts are real and who are learning to trust them more deeply every day. Today's episode is called Safety of Being Seen. And so, if you've ever had that moment where before you had the conversation where you told your truth, or you sent the message, or you were getting ready to hit post or publish on something, this one's for you. Because being visible, I mean, really visible, isn't just about marketing or confidence, and it doesn't just apply to business. It's about safety, nervous system safety to be specific. And when we're talking about nervous system safety, let's understand what the nervous system's role is. The nervous system is there to keep you alive. That's its only job. So when your nervous system perceives there to be a threat to your belonging, to your acceptance, to your community, your nervous system is going to do things that keep you from taking that risky action. That might look like finding distractions for you. It might look like brain fog, like you can't remember what you wanted to do. It might look like actual self-sabotage, where you get ready to go do the thing and then you do something else entirely. Then you're like, wait, what made me do that? And it might even have you not telling yourself or your loved ones the truth. So it might feel like when you're getting ready to say the thing or share something meaningful or tell a truth, a vulnerable post, or sharing a photo, or guesting on a podcast, or even just having a conversation that feels kind of hard. Your heart beats a little bit faster. Maybe your body feels tense, or maybe your mind starts to spin and you start to think to yourself, gosh, is this too much? Will they understand? Who am I to say this? Is it okay that I feel this way? That's not weakness. It might feel like weakness, and our society sometimes tells us that it is, but it's really deep wisdom that lives within your nervous system. Your nervous system is trying to keep you safe because somewhere in your story, visibility once meant danger. That might look like rejection or exclusion, misunderstanding, or judgment. And those fears, the fear of rejection, exclusion, misunderstanding, and judgment, are what keep most of us from stepping fully into who we actually are, whether that means in terms of our businesses, our projects, our creative work, or even in our relationships. So let me give you an example. I have worked as a coach and healer for the last, gosh, I would say 11 years. And it's been full time for the last three and a half. And inside my work, I do a lot of space holding. I use my intuition. I guide people to their own clarity. That's also a very useful skill to have in my friendships. And it's one that my friends frequently ask me to share insight on. And I like doing that for my friends because there's reciprocity there. My friends share their gifts with me, their gifts of structure and analysis and connection and presence. All those things feel really good to me. But if I'm not getting my need for connection met because my friends are busy or I am busy, then what can happen is I can be susceptible to seeking connection from any source that asks me. And what that has meant several times in my life is that when someone requests my presence, literally, that's how they say it. Yeah, I'd like your presence or my energy or my brain or my intuition on something, I can jump too quickly into that, thinking that it's going to be either a reciprocal type of arrangement where maybe they will hold space for me or reciprocate in some way. And often it doesn't happen like that. Often what happens is I hold space for somebody in what is essentially a session, which has now diminished my bandwidth and my energy for the people that are actually paying me to hold their sessions, and or it robs me of the energy and bandwidth that I would spend on my family. But because I didn't budget it into my schedule as needing to hold the energy of a session because I was under the guise of friendship, I think you can get where I'm going with this. It can be really confusing. And then I feel sad and taken advantage of. And then I start to feel resentful of the people when really the problem was me not saying no. No, I'm not going to hold a session for you for free under the name of friendship. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is my nervous system was dysregulated. And I needed that connection so badly that it was worth it for me to show up and essentially work for free and have someone call me a friend, even though I wasn't getting anything out of it other than just a chance to talk to another human. And I'm sharing this with you not because I'm proud of it. I'm not proud of it, but I am proud of what has happened this week. This week, I had the same situation unfold that has unfolded thousands of times before. And I got a message from someone who I haven't heard from in a really long time. I haven't seen this person in around 2 years, maybe slightly less than that. And I haven't even heard from them in a text or a message or a phone call or anything in 11 months. So, just for context, this is somebody that I have some shared experiences with. We were never close, but we've had lunch 3 or 4 times. We met at a retreat in so we have, the retreat experience and we have a few lunches, but we aren't close friends. Okay. And this is really important for what I'm going to share with you next. Because if this was a close friend who shared the message that I'm going to read to you right now, my response would have been very different. My response would have been, yes, of course. Here's when I finish work for the day. Let me know when you're free. But because I haven't seen this person in almost 2 years, haven't even heard from them in 11 months, when this message came, let me share the message with you. It says, "Hi, Brenda. I could really use a friend today and get unstuck. I'm trying to decide where to focus my energy, but I can't seem to see. Any chance you could offer your presence and have a quick chat?" Now, again, if this would have come from one of my best friends or my sister or my mom, I would have been like, "Yes, let's get some time on the schedule." But this person is somebody who has not been present in my life in any way for 11 months and someone who I haven't seen in person in 2 years. So when she says, "I need a friend today," and then she asks me for basically what all of my sales pages say I help people do. I like help you know where to focus your energy. I help you get unstuck. I help you understand what to do next. I help you find your clarity. She's asking me that for free under the umbrella of "I need a friend today." I know that's not friendship. And because my nervous system is regulated, I felt safe enough to send her this. My response was, "It's nice to hear from you." And it really was. "It sounds like you're in a really tender place right now, and I want to be transparent. The kind of support you're asking for is something I offer professionally. And I've learned it's important for me to keep those lines clear so I can show up fully and with integrity. If you'd like that kind of focused support, I'd love to schedule a session so we can give it the space it deserves. And then I shared the link. If what you're really wanting is to reconnect as friends, I'd love that too. It's been a long time since we've caught up, and I would want that to feel reciprocal and lighthearted. Maybe we could plan a coffee or a walk soon. Now, there would have been a period of time, and I was observing this in my own body, in my own mind. There would have been a period of time when I could not have said no to that request. I would have had a story around, what will she think of me? I want to be a good friend. Who am I to have this deep empathy, compassion, and intuition if I'm not sharing my gifts? I must share my gifts. I must just basically work for free. And in fact, that's what I did for the first 2 years of my business is I worked for free. I held space for people who didn't pay me or reciprocate in any way. And that creates an energetic deficit, and it's exhausting, and it's not good for me. And truthfully, it's not good for them. And the reason it's not good for them is when I'm space holding or channeling or offering intuitive guidance or clarity sessions for people that are not planning to reciprocate and have not paid for me for my time, they can't accept the messages. They can't accept the work. They, even if it really resonates with them and it helps take the pressure off for that day, they can't accept it subconsciously. So I'm not doing them a favor either. But my nervous system from years ago would have wanted to say no and definitely said yes. My nervous system from years ago would have been like, I know I'm a badass. I know I set boundaries. I know I do all these things. And then I would have been like, yeah, what time are you good? What time is good for you? And then I would have been pissed and I would have been resentful. And then I would have been like, ugh, I just don't know if I can be friends with this person anymore. And then I would have probably sabotaged the relationship. And I'm naming this because this can really happen. Your gifts come so easily to you that sometimes it doesn't even feel like when you're sharing your gifts, you're working. And so it becomes easy for you to get taken advantage of. So when you have that instinct to say no, or the instinct to say, this doesn't feel good, or the instinct to say, here's what I actually need, when we can create nervous system safety in the body, you'll be able to actually say the thing. And if you can't find nervous system in the body just yet, I'm going to help you do that. And if you can find nervous system in the body, there's still stuff in here that's going to be good stuff for you too. So I want to really double down on when this type of thing happens and we find ourselves holding back our truth or not posting or not sharing or not talking about our business. It's not weakness. It's actually body wisdom, because your nervous system, again, is just trying to keep you safe, is trying to prevent you from being rejected, excluded, misunderstood, or judged. And here's the thing I really want you to understand: you are going to be rejected, and you are going to be excluded, and you are going to be misunderstood, and you are going to be judged. So, knowing that that's true, we really have one option, which is to build in the nervous system safety to allow you to withstand that and still feel okay, to still be regulated, to still be able to show up fully and be you. So, the very first step to being fully seen is realizing there's nothing wrong with you and your body is doing its job. Safety comes before strategy. That's that's a big, big, big piece. So you have a high level, oh, I can't talk. You have a high level of empathy and compassion and intuition. You can feel the energy of others sometimes before they even speak. You can read situations, you can understand motivations, and that means that when you think about being visible, when you think about being more of you, you're not just feeling your fear. You're feeling the collective. You're feeling what other people feel. And maybe you're even tracking what other people think. And all of those feelings and projections and opinions and comparisons start to swirl around in your system until it's hard to know what's yours and what's not. So when we come into nervous system safety, then we can find discernment to ask, what am I carrying that's not even mine? And before we begin to really step into visibility, being seen in your relationships, in your business, in your social media, whatever, you have to clear your field. You have to clear the energetic field. So, we're going to do that today together, right now, as a matter of fact. So, the thing that I would like you to do is I would like you to take a deep, deep, deep inhale. Imagine pulling up some beautiful earth energy. And when you inhale, you're going to inhale so deep, it goes clear down to the bottom of your body. And then as you inhale, you're going to breathe in and imagine like it's just cleansing, 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 cleansing. And as you exhale, you're going to release everything that's not yours, releasing every thought form that's not yours, releasing every emotion that's not yours, releasing every projection that has been placed upon you or in your field. And you're just going to say, what's yours is yours. What's mine is mine. So let's do that together. I'm going to change my sound here and we're going to take a deep breath in. Here we go. Cleansing, clearing, and then release. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling deeply, cleansing, 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 clearing. Exhaling every emotion, thought form, energy that's not yours. One last time. Inhaling deeply and blowing it away almost like you're blowing out smoke. And allow your breath to return to normal and just feel your own energy. And then I would like you to, in your mind or out loud, say, what's yours is yours, what's mine is mine. And when you do that, you're going to notice it might be subtle, it might not be subtle at all. You're just going to notice, oh, things feel different. Like I all of a sudden feel a little bit more clear than I did a second ago. I feel suddenly confident. I feel less heavy. I feel less emotion. I feel like I can think more clearly. That's clearing your energy field. And when you clear your energy field, it becomes so much more easy for you to discern what's yours and what's not. And this is really important as we talk about creating nervous system safety. If you're carrying stuff that doesn't belong to you, it's very difficult to feel safe in the nervous system. So let's build some safety around visibility. Are you ready? Okay. So we're going to take a short embodied moment and we're going to create some nervous system safety in the body and practice showing up fully as ourselves. Okay. So I'm going to invite you to place a hand on your heart and to inhale deeply. I am safe to be seen. Then exhale completely. I belong here. Inhale, I'm safe to be seen. Exhale, I belong here. Inhale, I'm safe to be seen. And exhale, I belong here. And then I would like you to take two fingers and just gently tap on your collarbone. Very gentle, doesn't matter which side of the collarbone. Just gently tap. My recommendation would be that you do it in one place repeatedly and keep tapping on the collarbone until you either feel an urge to inhale deeply and sigh or until you feel an urge to swallow. Just keep tapping, breathing slowly, and keep tapping until you feel the urge to swallow or the urge to sigh. Just keep tapping. Just a few more seconds. Just keep on tapping. And if you haven't felt yourself with the urge to swallow or sigh, keep on tapping even while I'm talking, because this really will help calm the body, bring the vagus nerve back online, calm the nervous system, and allow you to start to feel that sense of safety. Now, when you show up from this place of being regulated, from this place of building in that nervous system safety, all of a sudden you become so much more magnetic because you're so much more you. You're grounded, you're present. Visibility isn't about self promotion. Visibility is being more authentically you. It's actually a very high form of service because the more you are you, the more that you permission everyone around you to be them. And when you can really get that visibility is not about self promotion, it's about sharing your gifts, sharing your offers, sharing yourself. Your truth becomes a mirror for other people's healing. And that feels so good. And when I teach this inside the clarity workshop, we're going to explore exactly how to regulate your nervous system so that your message comes through clearly, calmly, and unapologetically, both to you and in case you want to share it. Because so many times we think we want clarity. We think, gosh, maybe I'm confused. Maybe I can't decide. Maybe I don't know what to do next. And I have found in working with clients that that's almost never true. What is true is that you have a nervous system response that's making you think you don't have clarity and that you don't fully trust your intuition and you don't fully trust the embodied sensations that are coming through. And that when you can slow down and you can pause, all of a sudden, it's like there's a light bulb that goes off like, oh, that's exactly what I should do. There's just so much clarity. And when you share from this space of clarity, there's no more post visibility hangover. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but post visibility hangover is like when you share something and then it's not quite you. And then you go back and you start to overthink and you're like, gosh, should I delete it? Should I go back on what I said? Should I explain what I meant? Should I call him? That's all part of the post visibility hangover. And when you can share it from a regulated space in your nervous system, you don't have that hangover anymore. Whew, that is such a relief. Such a relief because your visibility should actually feed you, not drain you. The more visible you are in your life, in your relationships, in your business, in your projects, in your art, the more visible you are, the more you are. Because the reason that you're not being fully visible is because your nervous system is communicating it's not safe. And so if you have thought forms that are going through your mind like it's not safe, then my invitation to you would be to love those thought forms, not what you thought I was going to say, is it? Love those thought forms and talk to them and treat them like you would a child that you love. And this is a lot of the work that we do inside my somatic coaching, where I use IFS informed coaching practices to connect with those inner children and connect and protective parts so that we can create safety. And so now that we've talked about how to build safety in the nervous system, we've talked about how you can calm down a little bit, regulate your nervous system in real time. Let's also talk about how you could practice being safely seen. Okay. So, this is where your awareness becomes action. We don't need to overhaul things. We don't need to overhaul your social media plan or we don't need to overhaul your relationships, although maybe you do want to. And there's love for that if you do want to do that. But sometimes you just need to take one small step. And for many of us, the small step is telling ourselves what is most true. And in order for that to happen, we need that nervous system safety. So, whether your small step is admitting to yourself how you really feel about your friendship or your partnership, or how you really feel about your business, or how you really feel about your offer, that can be so healing because once you admit to yourself how you're really feeling about it, all of a sudden the next step appears. And one of the things people get wrong about clarity is they think that clarity means you're going to see from right here, right now to the very end of the thing. And that is almost never the case. Instead, we have to trust that the next step will appear as you take this step. We know where we're going, but we don't know how we're going to get there. And the truth is, sometimes we don't even really know where we're going. We think we know where we're aiming, but maybe we'll end up somewhere even better. So, whether it's sharing that post a little bit more true than usual, or telling a story on a video, or showing up more fully in a relationship, or saying to a friend, hey, this is actually what I need from a friendship. Or maybe it's applying to a retreat that you know is going to stretch your capacity to be seen. Whatever it is, regulate yourself first. Do the practice with the breathing and the tapping on the collarbone, and then share. Allow your body to lead. And every single time you do, you're creating a muscle memory and reteaching your nervous system that visibility can be safe. And when I say safe, and visibility, I mean, yeah, visibility can be safe, but so much else becomes safe too. It becomes safe to say the things that are most true for you. It becomes safe to create the next step in your life that you really want to create. It becomes safe for you to buy the house, to sell the house, to rent a different house, to start a new relationship, to admit that this current relationship needs support, to start the business, to start the book, to leave the business, to close down the signature offer. Whatever it is, the more you can come from a place of regulation, the more aligned those decisions are going to be. Now, if today's episode has resonated with you, there are 3 ways that you can deepen this work with me. The first one is the clarity workshop. On November 6th, I'm going to be leading a live experience called the Clarity Workshop for 90 minutes. It's just $25. And if you can't be there live, there's a replay. And if you happen to listen to this after November 6th, you can just get the replay and it's $25 as well. And inside, I'm going to teach you simple, embodied tools to regulate your nervous system before these visibility moments so that you can share your truth without fear and without overthinking. And you can grab your spot at brendawinkle.com/clarity. And I'll put the link in the show notes. The second way that you can work with me is at the Clarity Retreat. I've been talking about this for a while, and the doors are now officially open for application. If you've been craving an immersive reset where you can regulate, reconnect, and rise into your next level of visibility and leadership, the Clarity Retreat is now open and accepting applications. We will be in person together for 3 days, oceanfront in Lincoln City, Oregon, March 3 through 5 of 2026. You're going to get group coaching. You're going to get networking. You're going to have workshops. You're going to have integration time. You'll be doing art. You'll be journaling. You'll be connecting with other people, all by the beautiful ocean. And we'll be having live breath work every day, deep energetic alignment work. And when you join at the VIP level, you'll also receive a full year of my new upcoming membership called the Regulated Entrepreneur, which leads me to the Regulated Entrepreneur. If you're curious about that membership itself, the Regulated Entrepreneur is where intuitive business owners, creatives, coaches, wellness professionals, freelancers are going to grow sustainably from nervous system regulation, grounded strategy, and deep community. It's the rhythm that keeps you clear between launches, retreats, and creative cycles. And I'll be sharing more about that very, very soon. So stay tuned. As you move through this week, remember this: visibility is not about being louder, it's about being safer to be you. And when your body trusts you, your wisdom becomes magnetic. And I want to be really clear, this is not a checking box kind of thing. This isn't like you're going to regulate your nervous system today and boom, you're done. That's not how nervous systems work. You're going to need to implement and practice these nervous system tools every day, or at least a lot. Maybe I'll speak for myself. I practice them every day. So even now, this many years into my business, this many years into showing up visibility, this many episodes, gosh, I think we're like at 210 episodes or something of the podcast. We're top 5 percent in the world on podcasts, I still get a little bit of butterfly. And so I'm using these regulation tools every time I show up for you. So please do not think that this is a one and done thing. That would be the same thing as saying you're going to brush your teeth once and poof, there you're done. You're done. Good thing you brushed your teeth once. It's not how this works. It's not how nervous systems work either. You're going to need to continue to repeat these tools, which is why I'm offering these ways that you can work with me inside the Clarity Workshop, the Clarity Retreat, and the Regulated Entrepreneur. When your body trusts you, your wisdom becomes magnetic. And when you feel safe being seen as you, your message becomes medicine. You don't have to push harder to be visible. You just need to breathe, regulate, and trust that you really belong here because you do. Thank you so much for listening to Your Yes Filled Life. If you've enjoyed this episode, would you please share it with people you care about and leave the podcast your rating and review? Thank you for being here. Bye for now. Until next time.